I return. We back. Gotta finish my recovery juice. I spoke a little bit about my recovery juice in the previous video. So if you haven't seen that one, then honestly, I don't know why you're already on the third video in the series. Like, come on now. Don't play yourself. Go back to part one and start from there. Hello, loves. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm so thrilled that you are back in this space with me again. It is I again. I'm sure you've noticed that the frequency of the uploads currently, they just banging out. They coming out. I think this episode, you're going to see it after my very special interview with a really cool guy that I stumbled upon here in the YouTube space. I love YouTube people so much. Like, I don't know, there's something about the energy of the Red app that just makes me so happy. So I'm really, really excited for you to check out this interview that I'm going to be doing with Dr. Yemi. He is a coach. I'm so excited to pick his brain, to get to know him, and most importantly, to talk about natural bodybuilding. Oh my goodness. This is such an interesting thing for me because, as most of you know, I am currently prepping for my first bodybuilding competition. I am set to take stage in September in Cape Town, and it's getting real. I'm really excited. This journey has taught me so much. I'm actually going to film a separate video soon, just sharing some of the things that I've learned so far from bodybuilding that I'm definitely going to be continuing going forward, even after the journey is over. So thumbs up if you guys would like to see that video. And yeah, I'm just really excited for what I'm putting out here. Let me know if you guys are enjoying it. I love hearing your feedback, your comments, your suggestions, your requests. I'm really just thrilled to be in this space with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for riding with me.
This is her show now, you gotta perform. If you don't like it,
you guys are the real ones, and I'm really grateful for every single new subscriber that is choosing to come along on this wild ride with me. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for helping me grow this community. Without further ado, I think I've rambled enough. Yeah. Let's get into today's video. So today's video is going to be the final one in this series. Honestly, I'm so proud of myself for actually making it through. I've started series previously on my YouTube channel, and yeah. Actually, I also finished my Vipassana series. If you didn't watch my Vipassana series, I'm going to tag it, link it somewhere here in the cards, so you can check that out too. If you're not familiar with what Vipassana is, it's such a mouthful, that name. It is basically a meditation. I was calling it a retreat experience because I was trying to convince myself that I'm going to have the time of my life. But it's a 10-day silent meditation retreat experience that takes place in Cape Town. They have centers all over the world, but the one that I went to was in Cape Town. And you are basically meditating for 8 to 10 days, 8 to 10 hours every single day for 10 days. And there's absolutely no speaking to anyone. So you take a vow of silence. There's no eating meat. You're on a completely vegan, vegetarian diet. There's no drinking, there's no smoking, there's no reading, there's no music listening. Yeah, it's really about going inward, getting to know yourself. And I think it's something that everybody should do at least once in their lives because, whoa, what a confronting experience that was. But it also taught me so much about myself. It just brought me closer to me. And I think that's such a invaluable experience. And before I move on, for real, I'm gonna put a pin on it when it comes to Vipassana. If you guys want to know more about it, I definitely recommend you check out that video series and see if it's an experience you would like to try for yourself. Today's video is gonna be all about period fitness myths that need to be busted, released, and let go so that we can embrace a more empowering story for ourselves and for our mindset. Now, myth number one is that when you're on your period, you should just push through. Like, come on, you've got this. And I've heard several of my female clients tell me when they come train with me, coming previously, having been trained from, yo, the Ingress, coming previously from having been trained by a male trainer. That was a mouthful. I'm sure I could have said that in less words. They experienced that being trained by a male trainer, they would just be like, yo, every day of the month, like it was just go time, regardless of what was going on for their female client. And like I mentioned before in my first video, men have a 24-hour hormone cycle, women have a 28-day hormone cycle. So it's a completely different shift in how we experience the intensities and the lack of energy, the fatigue that comes through when we are moving through these different phases, especially our late um, ovulatory going into our luteal phase. Like things just start to take a dip. That's me today. Today is like exactly day 20 of my cycle, which is basically that border between ovulatory ending and my luteal phase beginning. And in my luteal phase, I struggle. I struggle, child. I just do my best because I'm just a girl. Just a girl. So it's very, very important that when we are on our cycle, we are mindful of how we are treating our bodies, my loves, please. Because the fluctuation and dipping of certain hormones can cause you to feel so crappy. There's also a lot of inflammation in your body because you are literally bleeding from the inside. And we just need to really be mindful of this and be aware of this. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not exercising altogether. No, what we're doing is taking a moment to check in with our bodies to see, what capacity do I have for myself today? What can I do? Should I go on a light walk? Should I stretch? Should I just be a couch potato? That's valid too. Should I do a light resistance training session and just focus on my form and my breathing? Like, meet yourself where you are, and you're always going to be so proud of yourself for showing up. Myth number 2 is that you can't exercise on your period at all. I don't know where this one came from, but it is not true. In fact, the blood circulation of just taking a moment to move your body, to get that oxygen moving through the body, the blood flowing, you're going to feel better. That circulation is going to help you feel better. It's going to boost and elevate your mood as well as help with your cramps. So please do not let this keep you from doing even the slightest bit of movement on your cycle. Myth number 3 is that everyone's cycle is the same. Have you met women? Like, we are the most complex beings, and there is no one two women who will ever be the same. Even twins, even identical twins can never be the same when it comes down to their hormones and their cycles. They might find very similar characteristics, but each individual will always have their own experience. And this is what's so important. Each body is different. Every single body is going to experience their menstrual cycle different, their ovulation cycle different, their follicular phase cycle different, their luteal phase cycle different. And it's so important that you're aware of that. And I think this becomes very important when it comes to the self comparison that tends to naturally happen when we are feeling a little bit low in our mood and our energy. Is that now you're like comparing yourself to the next person who's like doing burpees while they're on their cycle. That's a completely different capacity that they have. Maybe they've been training for 15 plus years, 10 plus years, 8 plus years. They've built a consistency and their body's used to that and they're able to go there even when they're on their cycle. That's also possible. But it's important that you remember that this is about you, it's not about anybody else. So embrace your personal experience, your personal journey. Myth number 4 that I want us to touch on is that if you take a rest, if you take a break during your period, you're going to lose your gains, honey. No. Taking one day, taking 2 days off from your training is not going to be a train smash when it comes to your gains. As long as you make sure that you're getting in your adequate protein on those days and even beyond that, then you're going to be fine. Your body's going to be able to maintain the muscle that it has as long as you are giving it protein. So make sure that your nutrition is on point on those days. And personally, that's what I love to do on the days that I am consciously, intentionally not going to train. Then I take the opportunity to really focus all of my energy on my meals. getting them all in and making sure that they're all nice and voluminous when it comes to protein, to my good carbs, and my healthy fats. Myth number 5 that I want us to touch on, we are almost at the end, is that your workouts should look the exact same throughout the whole month. Whew. It hurts a little bit to think that there are women out there who are training themselves this way, because I know what it's like when you begin a fitness journey. Most of the time, you're not ready or willing to invest in a trainer or a coach yet. And so you just go at it alone and you're figuring things out and you're doing random things at the gym and you're not really prioritizing your recovery well. You're not really eating to support your goals. There's not enough protein in your diet, but there's a lot of these holes that you don't know about. And a lot of those blind spots can really accumulate to just a host of things that actually keep you from your goals for longer. And they just prolong the journey. This is something that I can say for myself because I've experienced it. I was going at my journey alone for a long time. I never got myself a coach. I never saw the value in it because I was like, I know what I'm doing. But that mindset already puts, if you have that mindset, you're already like a step behind the next person. You must always remain teachable. So I learned this the hard way and really the best way. I can't complain about this journey. Getting a coach for myself and being and having somebody intentionally walk me through the goals that I have and educate me and empower me to know what I'm doing is absolutely priceless. Now I can actually say, I know what I'm doing, but I will still remain teachable because I don't know it all. There's still so many different things out there. So when it comes to training on your period or working out, your workouts need to vary a little bit. And I touch on this a lot in the very first video in this series. So go back and watch that one. Now, the last myth that I want to touch on for this video is that you are weaker when you're on your period. Ooh, this is, I really want to say this is like a hat. This is not a truth. And I don't think this is something women should embrace. All that you should embrace is the fact that your body has a different capacity. Notice how I word that? There's no reason to embrace weakness or embrace that mindset of being like, oh, I'm a step back. I am lacking something. You're not lacking anything. Your capacity has shifted. You now have capacity for something else. So you step into that. And that's what you do. So there's not really a thing of being weaker. It's just your capacity that has shifted. And dealing with this really just needs smart management, smart training principles, and focusing on things like I've mentioned, like your breath and your form, instead of, oh my God, I want to push this. No, take a beat. You'll be fine. That brings us to the end of this video. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this mini series. Let me know if there are any other topics that you would like me to explore. Like I mentioned, y'all know I'm a teacher. I love to teach. I love to share. And please also feel free to correct me if I have told y'all some ish that doesn't feel right for you. Or if you have an opinion that is different than mine, I would love to hear it. I am really not sitting here on a high horse thinking that, yay, my way's the highway, the best way. Nah. So I'm really, really open to learning from you as well, because I believe that absolutely everyone has something to share, has experienced something that has taught them a specific valuable lesson. So I'm all ears. So feel free to let me know in the comments. Let's get it popping. Remember, ladies, remember my beautiful menstruating queens out there, that your menstrual cycle is not the end of the world. It is a powerful biomarker that you can use to really empower yourself in your fitness journey, in your overall life, your emotions, your social interactions, how you engage. So turn your cycle into something that you love on and that you have trust with, so that you can have that confidence and that resilience. Because, like I mentioned, but she ain't going nowhere till menopause. So it's important that we learn to love her. Okay, let's embrace her. There was also something that I didn't touch on, but it's really mainly because I personally don't have experience with this. I do, however, have a lot of clients who deal with premenstrual challenges like PCOS or endometriosis. And I think it's very important that we bring those challenges into the discussion as well. So if this is a specific challenge that you face and you feel open enough to sharing, please do drop down in the comments and just let me know how you found your cycle changes and shifts through the different phases as you deal with this challenge. And if you don't feel comfortable, I would love a direct message from you if that's something you're more open to. But this is just an open invitation. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode once again. If you enjoyed this series, if you like this channel, give it a thumbs up. And I will catch you in the next one. Arrivederci! I think that's how I'm always going to end my videos. I kind of like it. Makes me feel. Ciao!